Hey everyone, welcome back to the Banana Thumbnail Podcast, where we bring thumbnails to life to crush the competition. Today, we've got something really cool lined up. Absolutely. We're diving into the world of Gemini prompts and the blunders you need to avoid in 2025. It's super timely, especially now that Gemini is taking off. Exactly. So, let's kick things off by discussing some of the most common mistakes people are making when using Gemini prompts. You know, it can feel like you're talking to a brick wall sometimes when you're just trying to get your work done with AI. Oh man, I can totally relate to that. It's like you type something in and hope for magic, but what you get back is just disappointing, right? The first big blunder is what I call the lazy prompt. You know, the type, something like write a marketing email or fix this code. People think the AI can read their minds. Wait, so what you're saying is that AI needs more context to be effective? Exactly. If you throw out vague, context-free prompts, you're going to get vague results. Studies show that nearly half of the negative feedback about Gemini prompts come from these kinds of lazy attempts. Wow, that's a lot. So what should we be doing instead? Great question. Instead of those lazy prompts, we need to give detailed instructions. For example, if you're trying to create a thumbnail, describe the background color, the main graphic, the text overlay, and even the emotional vibe you want to convey. That's such a good tip. It reminds me of when I was trying to get the perfect design for a project and just ended up frustrated because I didn't provide enough detail. Exactly. Think of it like using a fuel injection system. You need to give Gemini the right fuel to get the best performance. And when it comes to images, using multimodal inputs like combining text with images actually speeds things up. Oh, interesting. So you're saying that if you give it an image along with your prompt, it processes things faster? Yes, there's a benchmark that shows a 15% increase in processing speed for tasks that involve both text and images compared to text-only inputs. That's pretty powerful. But what about those times when the AI just makes stuff up? I've heard people call that hallucination. How can we fix that? The dreaded hallucination. It's a real issue. The problem isn't that the AI hallucinates, it's that people trust it too much without verifying. For instance, a survey found that 31.7% of developers ship bugs because they took AI-generated code at face value. Oh man, that's a scary thought. So it's really about being vigilant and not blindly trusting what the AI spits out, right? Exactly. Always double-check those outputs, especially if they seem confident but don't make sense. And another common mistake is treating Gemini like a search engine. Wait, how does that work? Isn't it designed for searching too? Well, Gemini is actually more of a generator than a search engine. For example, asking what's the capital of France is totally wasted on Gemini. You can get that from Google much faster. Right. So instead, you should ask it to synthesize information or compare options, like asking it to compare tires for a truck. Yes, that's the sweet spot, getting it to synthesize and create something unique for you. And to really nail those complex prompts, avoid the one-shot fallacy. The what now? The one-shot fallacy is when users expect Gemini to generate complex outputs without providing any examples. Research shows that including a few examples really improves the quality of the response. So it's like giving the AI a template to follow. Exactly. For instance, if you want a catchy title for a YouTube video, don't just say write a title. Provide examples of titles you like to guide it. I can see how that would make a huge difference. And speaking of differences, I bet there are also important updates for Gemini in 2025 that people might not be aware of. Absolutely. The capabilities of these models are evolving rapidly, so what worked last year may not work anymore. If you're still chopping text into small chunks, you're wasting your time. Oh, wow! So if people want to really get the most out of their tools, they need to stay updated? Yes. And it's not about being a tech wizard. It's about practical use, understanding that garbage in equals garbage out. So before you hit that enter key, take a moment, gather your thoughts, and think about what you truly want from Gemini. So if I'm understanding correctly, the key is to provide context, check your outputs, and adapt to the latest updates. right? You got it. If you can avoid those common blunders, you'll see a significant boost in productivity with... Well, that's a wrap for this episode of the Banana Thumbnail Podcast. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you in the next one.